Hello all and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're once again playing another PlayStation 2 game, and today we are playing Tony Hawk's Underground. So let us just begin. Obviously we're going to do the story because I forget that this one is not a level-based one, it's a story one. That's right, me. It is a story-based game and it's not a mission-by-mission level. It's actually the first open-world Tony Hawk game of the series. And the first thing we do to start the game is pick our difficulty. And I want you to pay attention to this because it's going to be important later. It's going to come back and you'll understand why. And if you didn't know, in this game, you actually don't play as Tony Hawk, but you have to play as a custom skater. So I put my thinker on and made my absolutely beautiful character. You can't tell me otherwise. And with that beautiful masterpiece out of the way, it's time to start the game. And when the game starts, the first cutscene we see is us sitting in our room in our underwear and a pervert staring through the window. So, that's nice and very normal. I mean, I guess it turns out he is just our friend and we want to go skate with him, but like, can you not be weird? Like, what are you doing creeping in my window for? And for some reason, the first level in the game is an introductory to getting off the board instead of being on your board, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Since this is the first mission of the game, you would assume that maybe I haven't played the game before, so you would teach me how to skate before you teach me how to walk. Does that make sense? Because like skating is kind of the premise of the game, as it being a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game. But I don't know. Maybe that makes too much sense. I'm not sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like the feature of being able to get off your board and run around. Like, that's cool. Not like it's a necessary thing, but it's cool. But like, why is this the first thing you're showing me? Shouldn't I be skateboarding? That's kind of a theme we'll see throughout this game. You'll see. For a skateboarding game, you really don't do a whole lot of skateboarding, believe it or not. Yeah, I want to find out how do I beat this game? Oh, well, what a great question you have there. How do you beat this game? Well, it's a Tony Hawk game. So if you know Tony Hawk games, you know that there is goals to complete in each level. And in this game, there's a bunch of chapters each that need a few goals to complete to move on to the next chapter. And I'm actually not sure if you have to complete every single goal in the game, but beating the game is getting to the end of the game because it's a story mode this time instead of just goals. And then another new different thing in this game, instead of there being stat points like the Pro Skater games, you actually have stat challenges to do to increase your stat points, which I kind of like because I like challenges. So if you give me challenges to increase my levels, that's kind of awesome. Now that we've learned how things work around here, I think it's time that we start to learn how to actually skateboard. So, you know, since that's the basis of the game is skateboarding. So we're going to help out a friendly local skater and put up some flyers for him. We're just nice like that, and we help him. So obviously we have to skate, right? We have to do tricks and stuff and get points? No, well, you just have to touch these green fist thingies. You can grind and stuff, but it's not necessary. You're just touching the things. That's all. Okay, now it's time to skateboard. Okay, let's do some tricks, get some points. Oh, no, I'm sketching the back of a dog. Okay, sure. The next mission, we actually skateboard. I mean, it is the easiest mission in the entire world, but I skateboard. Because, you know, it's still the beginning, it's still a tutorial, so it's fine. Do some melons and then just get some points. That's all I do. We've been playing this game for 20 minutes. I've skateboarded for like 30 seconds. It's pretty epic. And then suddenly Chad Muska arrives in a quaint little New Jersey town. He's so cool. He's very epic. He's the most coolest man we've ever seen here. And instantly I'm tasked with impressing him so I can get him on my good side. Then after showing Mr. Muska my absolutely amazing skateboarding skills that I've learned, thanks to the game teaching me how to skateboard, obviously, he was so impressed that he gave me his skateboard. He was like, "You got a raggedy ass skateboard, boy," and gave me a skateboard. He just loves me that much. And then just like that, we're on to chapter 2. In this chapter, we begin our quest to become a sponsored skater. Very exciting news. We have to impress Mr. Peralta to get a sponsorship. And how to do that first is to impress the local skaters, because Mr. Peralta's not here right now, so we gotta be like, oh, okay, I guess we'll just impress these boys first, and they'll tell them how cool I am. And the local skaters aren't easily impressed, okay? The first thing I have to do is I have 2 minutes to get 20,000 points. It's kind of insane. I don't even know how I did it, but somehow I managed to. Next, I have to impress Chris by doing his epic skateboarding line, by grinding all these rails and shit. And you would think that you have to do them all in one combo. Obviously, that would be impressive, but no, you don't. You just have to grind them all. You don't have to do any certain tricks. No points to beat. You just gotta grind them. As I missed one, and then I just went back and grinded for 0.12 seconds, and then it ended. So, you know, quite challenging, very impressive. And then for the ultimate challenge, we have Sean. Okay, this guy is not easily impressed. You know what you have to do? 3 things. Step 1, get on the roof. Step 2, transfer from one roof to the other. Step 3, jump back off the roof. Absolutely crazy. I don't know how I managed to do this. He's so impressed with my amazing skills. Well, even though I didn't do a lot of skateboarding, at least it seems that Mr. Peralta, the local skate shop owner, was impressed by my skills. He wants me to make a little video for him so he can see how impressive I really am. And maybe, just maybe, we can get sponsored. But apparently before we make this epic video, we have to help Eric because for some reason he decided to light some gangster's car on fire. Genius move, obviously. So now they're after him and he's like, oh shit, man, we gotta get out of here, man. And we have to build a ramp to launch over the bridge. Obviously, that makes sense. So we have to collect scrap metal, the most skateboarding involved activity. It's what I love to do in my skateboarding game. And obviously the instant I collect the last scrap metal, the ramp is built perfectly. It's an absolutely beautiful ramp. So the obvious next step is to grab onto the back of a car going 50 miles an hour down the street, let go of the car, and with that speed, hit the ramp and jump over the entire bridge to make it to the train station so we can go to New York. And then before we go to New York, we actually get a goal that is like skateboarding. It has nothing to do with anything, nothing to do with the story at all, but it's skateboarding. We just have to get 25,000 points in this little section without going on the street. But again, based off what's happening and the goals I've done so far, I've done like no skateboarding. And that's the main problem I have with this game. And you'll see it happened so far and it will continue to happen. There really isn't a lot of skateboarding that's being done. The missions that involved it also last like 30 seconds at most. So every mission that's exclusively skateboarding doesn't last long at all. But then after that mission, there's of course more trouble, and Eric is taken by the drug dealers. And this mission takes a turn that I, to say the least, did not expect. What the hell? I'm in a car? Yeah, you drive cars in this game. I don't ask me why. I don't know. Like, why are we driving cars? Shouldn't we be skateboarding? But still, after all this non-skateboarding action, we make it to New York. And now that we've finally made it out of New Jersey and we're on our way to New York, I'm going to start to speed the story up a little bit because honestly, there really isn't that much to it. So the main goal of New York is just to get footage to impress Peralta, our boy that we talked to, so he can sponsor us and we can become epic. We see some homies with a tape recorder and we're like, damn, that's a nice tape recorder. So we're like, if we impress you guys, would you like film us? Pretty please. So then we just gotta show them who's boss so we can make a little film. And then surprisingly, this next chapter actually starts promising by doing a skateboarding challenge. I have to do a trick on each of these glowy pieces in a single combo. I actually have to do it in one combo. I don't have to gain any points, but I have to do a combo. So that's something. I appreciate this. But alas, we're finally going to make progress towards our video. But before we do that, we must have to first deliver some hot nuts to the security guards so they let us in the building. We just drive up to each of them, give them some hot nut. They love my hot nut. They take my hot nut. They're happy with my hot nut. And then they all let me in the building because they got their hot nuts. And then, you know, once I'm inside the building, what do? I bust a nut. Obviously, I gotta do a special trick. I do my nut buster inside the building. Boom. First piece of footage nailed. And then it's time to film the end of our video. We busted our nut to begin with, and now we're doing something epic. Apparently Eric is an arsonist because he lights another taxi on fire, and I'm doing tricks over it. So Eric definitely needs some serious mental help, but it does look pretty cool to be fair. And this is actually a mission where I'm doing tricks. Honestly, it's a win-win. Skateboarding and a flaming car. So after doing the tricks on the burning car, we showed our video to Mr. Peralta and he said, OMG, wow, you're pretty cool. Yo, you should go to Tampa, get you the amateur contest. But then we're like, but we don't have no money. And it's like, you know what? I want you to do some stuff in New York for me, and you can take my bus. So after getting a part-time job at McDonald's and taking out some punks, Peralta thought I was worthy of taking his van to Tampa. So off we go. Once in Tampa, I do a few things before I get into my amateur contest to prove my worth. First up, I get a little bit distracted. Then I deliver some dry cleaning. Then I help the police catch a robber, because that's just how nice of a guy I am. I help the local law enforcement. And now that I've done those few little favors for the locals, it's time to compete in this contest so I can get started on my pro journey. Excuse me, I'm Alvin. Let me in.
Well, I mean, I sent mine for a minute, you know. Dude, look, I'll
Bruh. Yeah. It turns out that our apparent friend, Eric, is either a dickhead or an idiot or both, because he didn't even sign me up for the competition when he said he would. So he's going in the competition and he's going to be able to be all cool and do skateboarding, and I'm left outside of the skate park sad and alone. But then after doing some random tasks that actually surprisingly have to do with skateboarding, Tony Hawk just arrives and he's just chilling. So the plan is do some tricks in front of the boy Tony Hawk, and it turns out Tony Hawk was actually impressed by my amazing skills. So he challenged me to a 1v1 score competition. Now this one is going to be a tough challenge. I mean, beating Tony Hawk, he's the guy. He's like the pro skater guy. This is going to be the most impossible challenge in the world. Yeah, just kidding. It was the easiest thing ever. I had a whole minute to beat Tony Hawk's score and he got just shy of 24,000. You know, the hardest game in the world right here, folks. Still, he was impressed by my amazing skills once again, and he actually got me into the competition, which makes sense. I mean, he is Tony Hawk. He probably has a good amount of influence in the skateboarding world, so he's kind of like, yo, get my boy Alvin in here. And they're like, shit, man, we can't argue with Tony Hawk. I mean, he's Tony Hawk, man. So then I'm in the competition and I'm the coolest and I nail it and I win, because again, it's super hard. I almost lose the competition. Like it was so crazy. It was such a difficult challenge. Oh. And after the first very difficult round of competition, it comes down to a 1v1, mano y mano, Alvin versus Eric. I mean, obviously I won because I'm better than everybody, especially Eric. And all of a sudden, all his sponsorships want me. All the pro skaters are like, damn boy, this boy crazy, and they all want me. And then just like that, I'm an amateur. All the major deck companies are after me, and then I gotta pick who I want to be sponsored by. I actually care a very great deal about who is my sponsorship. Like, this is actually very important. Randomizer and stop. Element, sure. Sounds good enough to me. And then with my new sponsorship, I get flown out to San Diego to meet my team and my team leaders. And as a newly found amateur, of course, my first challenge is to do some sick tricks all over town so they can get some photos for the magazine. Because they, of course, they want Alvin's absolutely beautiful face all over the front page of their team magazine. It's going to bring so many readers, it's going to bring so much more attention to the team. It's a very good marketing move. Personally, if I saw that face on the front of a magazine, I would definitely pick it up and buy it. Not pick it up, take it to the trash and burn it, because that is a horrifying image. I would love to see that picture in a magazine any day of the week. But after the great success of that magazine, you know what time it is. It's time to party, boy. So obviously we gotta get some ladies for the party. And what you do is you drive a cart around and then you impress them with your amazing skateboarding skills, which makes perfect sense. I mean, obviously it's the ladies that make you skateboard in the skateboarding game as you drive around in a car. Like, everything makes perfect sense. And then also a very important part of planning a party as well is driving a cart around again for no reason. Just because some guys are like, hey, I stole a car, you should drive around fast and save it could be my time around the place. Sure, man, whatever. But then it's finally time to party. After a sweet night out, we wake up drunk as hell on the fountain, and we wake up to Todd introducing us to the new guy on the team. You know, we love the newbies. But then, look who turns up. Mr. Eric Sparrow, the son of a bitch himself. Somehow managed to get onto the team even though he got second place in the competition under me. So I'm better than him. I don't understand how he got here, but he's here. But regardless of however he managed to swindle his way onto the team, it's time to do a little bit of a demo, do some epic skateboarding tricks for a neat little video for the team. And after doing some sick epic grinds on a single rail, getting a whole 45,000 points within 2 minutes, and then doing a lip trick for 3 seconds, our team manager Todd is like, damn, you guys are crazy. We're taking a team trip to Hawaii, just like that. I'm so impressive. I haven't been skateboarding a whole lot in this game, okay? But the 5 minutes I've skateboarded, every single time I'm that good. They're so impressed with my skills. Like, hey, you wanna come to Hawaii? I'm like, hell yeah. And all of a sudden, just like that, we're on a plane, boom, give me to Hawaii. And of course, since this is a skateboarding game after all, once in Hawaii, the main goal is not to have fun on a beautiful tropical getaway, but rather to do some epic skateboarding for a promotional video for the team. And so, of course, Alvin, being the ultimate skateboarder that he is, with help from our best friend, obviously, Eric Sparrow, being our cameraman, we got some of the most epic footage you've ever seen in your life. So after getting some basic footage, it was time for the ultimate finale. So Alvin, being the greatest skater of all time, decides it's a great idea to climb on top of a roof and do some epic tricks. The beginning of the filming session is quite basic, you know, jumping over roofs, getting some points, doing a big jump off the roof. But then the ultimate finale of this montage, the most amazing thing you will ever see in your life. Mr. Alvin doing a Mick twist over a police helicopter. I mean, how much better can it get? And even though Alvin is the most badass person you've ever seen in the world, the cops are not a fan of me skateboarding on the roof. So they're after me, and then we're like, uh-oh, gotta go. And then 2 seconds later, we're in Canada. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we escaped the police. I don't know how anything works, but I'm gone from Hawaii. I'm in Vancouver. Don't ask me how. And the main premise of Vancouver is we're here to premiere our promotional video for the team. But apparently we didn't get enough footage in Hawaii, even though I did the most badass stunt anyone's ever seen in the entire world. So we had to get more footage. So I'm just doing some more stuff. I'm doing more skateboarding. Mr. Cameraman's helping me film so we can get this video all set up. It'll be epic. Everyone's gonna love it. It's gonna be the most epic time. And this video is gonna be so good. My part is gonna be the best part, obviously, and it's going to be so good that I'm going to go pro. All the pro skateboarder sponsorships are going to want me after this footage is released to the public.
You weren't even in it, but Eric's part ruled.
What? Are you serious? Yeah. It turns out, believe it or not, Eric Sparrow, my greatest friend, once again betrays me. He somehow edited himself in the video instead of me. I don't know how he did that. He must be a professional video editor. But yeah, he's an absolute dickhead. He's a lying sack of shit. He got turned pro because of that part, which was my part in the video. But then we're like, you know what? Screw this guy. Well, the whole team has moved to another competition area. And of course, on our list, we got Eric Sparrow, the dickhead, as a pro skater. And we're like, no, excuse me, we'll just put our own name on the pro skater list because we are a pro skater. We should be a pro skater. And now it's time to prove to everybody that I am a pro skater. So now we're at the competition and it's time to destroy it. That's the goal here. To show everybody how good I am. Pro or not pro, I'm the best. So after wiping the floor with some posers with some very easy competitions, it was time for the final boss fight. A 1v1 once again versus Eric Sparrow, our so-called best friend. And of course, the competition is super difficult. I have to follow this line and beat Eric's score, which is a whole 42,000 points. It's kind of insane. I don't know how I did it, but I did manage to beat that score. And just like that, everybody once again loves me. Everybody in the audience, all the judges, my team members, my team manager, even Tony Hawk loves me. And also, just like that, after beating Eric because he's stupid and I won the competition, I'm a pro. Right then and there, Mr. Team Manager was like, I mean, you did just win a pro competition, so it's like you're a pro now. And I'm like, yeah. Thank you. The first priority after becoming a pro skater is branding. Okay, you gotta get a good brand out there so everybody knows. And what we do is we design our own skateboarding deck. I wanted to have a very nice, elegant design that appeals to all levels of audience, you know, from the kids to the actual current skaters to retired skaters, hell, even people that don't skateboard. So I decided to go with a nice, simple design that's very eye-catching and appropriate for all ages. So now that's out of the way, after talking to a fellow pro skater, he comes up with a great idea. Get a shoe sponsorship so I can get more money. That, and also, hopefully if they sponsor me, I can go on the trip to Moscow that Eric was invited to because of his amazing footage he filmed in Hawaii. So my next goal is to crash the Moscow party. Eric is not getting away with this, okay? He screwed me over not once, but twice, and he thinks he can just have a scot-free journey to Moscow? Hell no, buddy. I'm on my way. I'm getting myself a shoe sponsorship and I'm coming for your ass. And apparently it's extremely easy to get a shoe sponsorship because I literally did like 10 tricks to impress some local skaters and some kids and whatnot. And then the shoe guys were like, sweet, because you're cool. And then Todd invited me on the tour to Moscow. So off to Russia, I guess. Now that we're in Russia, I learned why we're in Russia. It's because there's another demo happening. So that's why we're here. Then nobody really explained that to me. I just sort of like got on the bus and I got here. So it might have been nice to know that, but we're here nonetheless. And the demo doesn't start yet, so we just gotta kind of screw around for a little bit until it starts. So, you know, do some skateboarding, jump some walls, unlock the gate to let our boys in, you know, the usual. And Todd, being such a great guy, thanks me very graciously for my help. Oh my god, he has a gun. Distract the guards. Let me distract the guards. Uh-oh. Oh no, you fell for that, Alvin. And even though Todd did just massively bully me, we carry on. And apparently we still trust Eric. I don't know what is wrong with Alvin. Alvin is a moron, shaking his hand like we're best friends. I don't understand, but it's time to do a little bit of a demo, okay? Me and Eric are teaming up to do a little bit of a doubles performance for all these kids. A very hard task of having to get 10,000 whole points while doing tricks over him. I mean, the kids are impressed, so that's all that matters. But then Eric's like, you know what? It's time to party. And then, believe it or not, during this party session, Eric gets drunk and he decides it's a good idea to steal a Russian guard's keys and get in the tank. You know, a fantastic idea. So we, being the responsible one, follow him in the tank to hopefully prevent him from doing anything stupid. And you know what he does? He comes on top of the tank like an idiot, and then with tanks out of control, we're trying to stop it. He sees it's going to crash into a building. He's like, all right, see you later, I'm out of here. Then I get trapped under rubble after crashing into the building. I get arrested because I'm in the tank. Eric blames me, of course. He's like, I had nothing to do with this, it was all him. And then Todd kicks me off the team. Tell me again why we still trust Eric. But at least apparently the US Embassy liked me enough because they freed me from the jail. However, my entire team left the country without me. They literally said, okay, bye, you're a loser, off the team, see you later. We're going to abandon you in Russia. So that's nice of them. So my next step is to find a way home. And of course, what helps to get home from being abandoned in Russia is getting some money. And a first thing that we do to get money is to pick up some ladies for this guy's boss's party by driving a car and picking them up and going back to him, you know, as you do. Step 2 in the escape plan is by helping this drunk Russian man, who apparently we befriended. I didn't know that, but apparently we're friends with him, and he's all drunk and he's like, maybe if you do me a favor and you get me the cure for my head, I'm drunk hangover, help me be cured and I do you a favor. So I collect a bunch of stuff for him, and then hopefully he'll do me a favor. And then the final step to my escape from Russia is, of course, delivering some bag to Carlo's boss. I don't know what's in it, but apparently it's bad. I have to avoid guards, you know, stealth game. Obviously, this is a stealth game, not a skateboarding game. So I have to sneak past the guards with this bag take it to the boss, and just like that, I'm going back to Jersey, baby. And of course, the first thing we see when we're back in Jersey is our great friend Eric Sparrow, who apparently has a bodyguard, is rich and famous, has a record deal, has his own company. He's living the pro skateboarder life. And I hate that, because I hate this guy. He sucks and he's a jackass. So I headed over to my friend Peralta, my actual friend. It's like, this guy sucks. I just want to be like, I just want to skate and stuff, man. And then just to clear my head and think of a plan, I do a lot of skateboarding. I do like a trick or two. And then I come back and like, I have a genius idea. How about we start our own team of pros? All it's going to be about the skating, to remind the kids how awesome skateboarding is, because Alvin is such a great inspiration for all the kids. He doesn't scare them whatsoever every time he looks into their eyes. But of course, since I've been overshadowed by Eric Dickhead Sparrow, I have to prove myself again, so that way the pros can be like, oh wow, he actually is the best. And how I prove myself is by again doing so much skateboarding and having it filmed. Then the pros are like, oh, okay, yeah, he's cool. And then just like that, I can pick my team of pro skateboarders. Of course, after picking the greatest selection of team members, you have to pick the greatest team name to separate yourselves from all the other teams that are a bunch of losers. And obviously we have the greatest team name ever, so the next step is to film some stuff. Show the world that we are the greatest team ever by doing some sick tricks. First up, Tony Hawk, hitting the tricks over the train station's spine and doing beautiful tricks at that. Next up is Rodney Mullen, doing sick tricks across the entirety of Manhattan like a badass, one take, doing tricks left, right, and center like a pro. And then next, Bob Burnquist, with probably the greatest part of the film. You know what he does? He does 8 transfers over a cameraman. He doesn't have to do any tricks. Literally all you have to do is do a ramp transfer from one ramp to the other at 8 different parts. Wow, so sick. Then we have Eric Costin, who does just like normal skating throughout Vancouver. He just like kind of skates. He does 3 spine transfers, and then you have to get some points. That's all. It's not really a challenge, but he did it. That's his part. Good job, Eric. We're proud of you. And then last but not least, the finale of our amazing skate video. Bucky Lasik doing some sick combos at the Slamma Jamma contest. Doing combos all over the place like the pro skater he is. And so, with our skate video completed, it's time to show the world how professional me and my team are, how serious we are about skateboarding, and how serious we are about influencing the kids to do good in this world. Peralta Productions presents a Nutbusters video. And once our amazing video went public, of course, our best friend Eric saw it, and he comes up to me like, yo, homie, you stupid, I'll buy you out. I'll give you $500,000 right now. And we're like, no, not about the money. Get out of my face. And he's like, well, you don't have this, do ya? Because it turns out he still has the unedited footage of my amazing Hawaii tricks. You know, the one where I jumped over the helicopter and I risked my life, and then he took all the credit for it because he's an actual asshole. Yeah, he has that. So he challenges me to one last trip around the city. Winner gets the tape. And what a challenge it is. All you have to do is go around the city and hit all the different markers. That's it. It doesn't have to be combos. There's no points. You don't have to do certain tricks. You don't even have to do it before he does. You just have to follow him and do it. I don't really know how this is like a proper challenge. I mean, to be fair, it was actually like one of the harder challenges of the game because I didn't have a lot of time to do it. But it also doesn't make any sense because then I just do it. Eventually, once I finally figured out how to do it, I did it. It's like I didn't do it before him. I didn't do it faster. I didn't do it in one combo. I didn't get a bunch of points. I didn't do certain tricks. And then it just ends. It's like, oh dang, you got me. And he gave me the footage. But also, what doesn't make sense is why this footage is really that important anymore. I guess it exposes him as a fraud and me as the best, but I don't really know. It doesn't seem that important anymore. We're both pros at this point, so what's the deal? I mean, apparently it's really detrimental to Eric and his career that I now have this footage because he is like very upset about it. I don't know what the deal is, but apparently it was very, very important.
Feel better than you. You got lucky, you little punk. Slam City Jam and
What?
Tampa with nothing but lucky little bitch. Get back here.
It sounds like a whiny little bitch.
Kick your ass.
Damn. But you know what? I don't really care. I'm better than Eric. If this is his downfall, I'm fine with that, you know, because he was a jerk. He used me for himself. He got famous even though he sucks butt cheeks and I'm better than him. So whatever, you know, I got the footage now. Now I can show the world how good I am, I suppose. And now I'm the greatest pro skater to ever exist. Alvin on top. As he should be. And now that I have this footage in my possession, I have beaten the game. We have followed Alvin's journey from a little baby bitch skater to the ultimate pro skater. Through the ups and downs, we're here. We're at the end. We're pro skaters that would grow old and retire as legends. And also, as an ultimate reward, we can become Gene Simmons and go to a Kiss concert. Why can you do that? Because it's Tony Hawk. What else do you expect, honestly? Like, this isn't out of the ordinary for a Tony Hawk game. I don't know why I was surprised. So yes, the game's over. I know I've already stated opinions earlier about the game, but now we will do the official rating and have my thoughts all collected at once. Obviously, the story was me, my custom skater, going from just a normal skater to a pro skater. That was the basis of it. And of course, there's the enemy being our best friend turned enemy, Eric Sparrow, causing a bunch of hurdles in the way because he's a jerk. The story is basic in the sense of you're just becoming a pro skater, but the addition of like a villain, I kind of like that. It was actually not that bad. Nothing too exciting, obviously. And of course, there's all the stupid stuff throughout the game because it's Tony Hawk. Is a bunch of like random stuff that isn't really part of the story, but you know, doing the stupid stuff. So the story, I'm gonna give it just a simple 5 out of 10. It's not terrible, but it's nothing crazy. So right in the middle, 5 out of 10. Next, gameplay. Obviously, it's a Tony Hawk game, so you skateboard. That's the premise of the game. You're skateboarding, doing tricks, getting points, doing combos, yada yada. However, I didn't really enjoy the gameplay in this game because, believe it or not, there really wasn't a lot of skateboarding. Like half of the goals you didn't have you didn't have to skateboard for. You were driving cars. That makes sense. You were just collecting objects that you didn't have to skateboard for. You have to do like simple just like transfers and stuff. And then anything that was skateboarding, the missions took like 10 seconds. It was the easiest thing in the world. That's what I was talking about, the difficulty before. I wanted to make sure you knew I did this on the second hardest difficulty. It was the easiest game in the world. The only thing that I had a challenge with was right at the end. The final mission against Eric was the only thing that was difficult. And it really wasn't that hard. I just had to figure out the combo and I had to figure out the line. So I only had 2 minutes to do it was the issue. But everything else, there was no challenge. You barely seemed to skateboard. It wasn't hard. It's not like I want the game to be impossible, but like, how was that like the normal difficulty? There was only one level higher for difficulty. I can't imagine that being any harder whatsoever. Really, overall, I don't think that's the best game. I'm gonna give the gameplay a 4 out of 10 because unfortunately, I don't think it's a very good game. And I absolutely love Tony Hawk, so I did still like the game, but I don't think it was really that good. So 4 out of 10 seems fair to me. And then just like that, the video is coming to an end. Game's over, rating's over, we're at the end. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you very much for watching. I surely hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did enjoy the video, why not leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and that's it. So I once again hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye bye.